If you want your vendors to sell for the highest price, you need to do all in your power to extract price feedback from as many buyers as humanly possible. And I'm talking price feedback at numbers they'll actually pay, as opposed to those fluffy numbers they might think the property could sell for. Let's take a look at this. The more price feedback that you get often leads to more price adjustments with the vendor, if of course it's in their best interest to take the market premium, which then often leads to higher clearance rates or shorter days on market, which usually leads to higher prices. So if you want your vendor to get higher prices, you need to start at the start line and do all you can to extract price feedback from buyers at figures they'll actually pay. Now come over here. I call this the 4 quadrants. A buyer tells you a price, or a buyer doesn't tell you a price. A buyer doesn't like the home, and on the flip side, a buyer does like the home. Let's break down those 4 quadrants. A buyer doesn't like the home and also doesn't tell you a price. That's not a surprise. A buyer doesn't tell you a price, but likes the home. They also exist. A buyer tells you a price and likes the property. Big tick there. A buyer doesn't like the home, but still tells you a number that they would pay. A big tick in that box. The question I've got for you is, how do you take a buyer who doesn't like the home and doesn't tell you a price to tell you a price? How do you take a buyer who doesn't tell you a price but likes the home to tell you a price?